Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Dracaan, and yeah, this is going to be one of the mini tea time episodes, I guess, where I just wanna talk. Now, first things first, why are there no WoW videos? There's one in the making. It's gonna be odd and it still requires a bit of work, but it's coming. But besides that, well, the truth is that there aren't really... Well, the game is in a state where it's just pretty much stagnating, not much is happening, and there's only so much one can watch the same dungeon or raid being played over and over again. Though I may be making some PvP videos soon, with various characters, this druid included. And yeah, or actually there was a quote-unquote request to create a video just showing a typical session of me playing the game, just half an hour or an hour long. That may happen. Not promising anything. I promised the same thing for Genshin, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, my thoughts about the expansion so far. It has some good, some bad, and some ugly things. But more or less I am rather happy with the expansion. But yeah, there are things I'm not happy with, like the covenants and the fact that you are in some cases forced to choose a covenant, otherwise you will be underperforming. Now, thankfully for me, I care for performance only on 2 of my characters, the rest I'm just playing for fun. So yeah, not really a thing for me, but I know people are chasing after the parses and they do want to see those high numbers. As for me, since I'm a tank, I just want to see the boss dead and not dying, preferably. Oh yeah, what else? The well, the low level experience, the newcomer experience. It's still very... It's not good. It's just not good. Now I'm gonna pop in the UI again. So if you remember one of my previous episodes of me rambling about WoW, there is a thing where newcomers are being piled to BFA content, right? The same goes for dungeons. If you would pick a dungeon, you don't have this choice, you have only Battle for Azeroth dungeon. And it unlocks like 1 dungeon every 5 levels or something like that. It's not good. It's bad. Just allow people the freedom, just get rid of the hey, you must do these dungeons else you cannot do dungeons. No. Just do something like we see here. Just have the specific ones where you could pick from all the expansions. And over here, like, you have these random normal dungeons and random heroics. Just add categories for the leveling people. Just classic, TBC, Wrath. All of those, right? You could pick which one you want to queue up for. Because let's be honest, most of the veteran players are not playing BFA content. No, they go for TBC, they go for Classic, they go for Wrath. Cataclysm probably as well. But they don't want to see BFA dungeons, at least for a while. I know I don't want to see most of the dungeons for a while. The only exception would be Shrine of the Storm, which was my favorite dungeon in that expansion, but yeah. Mostly because of the music, let's be honest. And that's one of the things I am really salty about. The same goes with the world. Like, if I open the map, which may lag a little bit because I'm recording, let's go to Azeroth. As you can see, all the areas have a minimum and maximum level. Now, the issue with that is, like you can see here, staff scales till 30 when it comes to classic zones. Then we have cataclysm zones, which scales to 35. Make it baseline from 10 to 50. Don't play the don't play the time walk, don't play the storyline, whatever. Just allow people to choose what they want. Have this little thingy, like let's say in the where it is, not achievements, where the hell is it? It's adventure guide. Just have it here saying, hey, since you're new, we recommend you go here, quest here, do this. Like I have now Brawl recommended, right? That would work so much better. And because you are piling all the newbies to BFA, there aren't many veteran players who actually will aid them. And not everybody has the newcomer chat, which currently is empty apparently. People have nowhere to actually ask questions besides that channel, which, well, it's not always working properly because people are piled into it that may not actually be in the zone. Well, in the zone. It may pile people from a different region, like a, well, quote unquote region, piling French people when there are only people speaking English, or piling English people to a group where there are only German players, tutors, whatever. And yeah, that's kinda it when it comes to that rumble. Just give the newbies and the veterans freedom, because I don't think anybody wants to constantly go to Chromie each time they want to pick a different dungeon, a different timeline dungeon. I mean, I want to level in different dungeons. I want to do a classic dungeon. Then after that I want to do a TBC dungeon. But I won't, because I would have to go and switch the timeline at Chromie. I don't want to leave the zone I'm leveling at. That's just bad. I mean, I see where they were going with it, but it's not made properly, it's not good. Now, another thing I have huge issues with is the guide/tutor role and the newcomer chat. Trolling is huge, and I mean huge. I would recommend implementing some simple way of actually implementing a reputation system. Not something like, hey, this guy gave me a bad advice, dislike, no. Just allow people to actually give a plus, to tell that the player gave a good suggestion, a good hint. He helped with my issue. Because if you would just go with the design of, oh, I didn't like this, let's slap a thumb down. No, that's gonna just be griefed into oblivion. Because to be a tutor, there is no real incentive as well, especially after you see people like who just contradict what you said, right? Just to pile your argument down to the floor with something that is obviously false. You give a newbie a good advice that's actually good, right? Then there's this trolling douchebag who's also a guide who says something that is not even from the same game. It happened. You have no idea how many trolls there are on the guide chat. It's very annoying as well. Because I want to help those new people. I really do. But trolls make it so much harder. Okay, enough of this because I'm gonna start rambling in a moment. Now, the dungeons. Shadowlands aesthetics when it comes to dungeons, for the most part, are quite good. The encounters, quite good. Music is lacking in some aspects, but it's fine. It's not a big issue. World bosses. I still think they should be a little bit more punishing. Just leave the standard attacks and all of that jazz easy. Have those markers where and when an attack will happen. Leave them in, but make them punishing. Make this a way to actually teach people how to actually avoid mechanics. That would be much better, because right now a semi-geared person, like 180-ish, can just stand in a mechanic, well, not all mechanics, but in vast majority of mechanics, and just ignore them. They will get healed up afterwards. LFR, I'm not touching that with a 5-foot-long stick. Everybody knows I am not a fan of that. I'm not gonna touch this topic, no. All you need to know is that I am, again, not pleased with the difficulty of it. Yeah. All I'm gonna say. Now, normal, heroic, and the few mythics I've done. Now, normal dungeon, it was tuned pretty well. There were challenges, yes, but also overcoming those challenges felt incredibly satisfying. Most of the fights I'm really happy with. Zyma's probably one of my favorite encounters, but that's probably because I'm a tank. Cyrodianaphrius, also very good fight. One of the better final boss fights in a raid. Blizz did a really great job over there. I'm really pleased with it. Stone Legion Generals is on normal it's kinda boring. Heroic, it's fun. Again, I'm talking from the tank's perspective mostly. I did DPS on most of the encounters as well, but most of my experience comes from tanking those. So, overall, Castle Nafria normal is good, very good. It's a very good intro to the expansion's raiding scene. The first few encounters are fun and they have reasonably simple mechanics. Later on they just ramp up slowly in difficulty, like the Sun King. Heroics, same story. It's each boss is just becoming more and more hard. It's becoming harder the further you climb up the ladder, pretty much, and that's how it's supposed to be. And beating those bosses felt and still feels rewarding. You have this feeling of, hey, we overcome this, yay, and we are getting rewarded. Well, from Heroic I'm not getting rewarded anymore, sadly, but yeah. Now, Mythic. Now, a disclaimer. I am, together with my guild, on 4 bosses down. So I cannot speak for all the bosses, all the encounters yet. But Shriekwing, a very, very good boss for Mythic raiding introduction. Not too difficult, but punishing, very punishing for your mistakes, especially if anything hits the lantern. Huntsman, Altimore, I believe he was called. Again, this is mostly the tank's perspective, and both the main tank and the off tank do have quite a bit of responsibility. It feels really rewarding. The DPS the people soaking the arrows, I forgot the names right now, also huge responsibility. I really enjoy that fight. There's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to pay attention to. Just a good encounter. Then Hungering Monstrosity. Oh boy. The first few days it was a pain in the butt, but once we actually figured out a tactic to fight him, I got to say, it's difficult. Without communication, it would be impossible, I'd say. But from Mythic Boss, really fun. Really good encounter and a lot of personal responsibilities on every roll pretty much. And we have Inerva. Again, we killed her only twice so far. It is fun, very good encounter, and just the additional mechanic for the tanks is often annoying. Each time she dots you, she spawns 2 shadows of herself that will dash towards you, and if you are not looking towards those ghosties as they dash to you, you get another stack, which of course is painful. Oh yeah, more punishment, more personal responsibility, and more fun. But then again, I did enjoy that encounter even on normal and heroic, so yeah, that's that for it. So, Mythic rating. So far, very happy. And we are figuring out the tactics for the sunking right now for our composition. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, next scene. PvP. This is a mixed bag of everything. But I will admit, for each class, I found a spec, or in some cases 2 specs, I really enjoy PvPing on. And in some cases, it's also very odd builds, I guess. But they feel so fun to play and actually bring out good numbers, so yeah. There's a lot of variety, but keep in mind, gear and the player's skill is key. You may have the weirdest build in the world, but if you are skilled and you have the gear advantage, you will win. If you have no versatility and you are fighting somebody who is both veteran player and has at least 20 versatility advantage over you, you will lose. But then again, people wanted to have versatility-esque stat, so that works, I guess. Now, the only thing I would like to see is having more support options for some classes. The Bear, for example, Druid Guardian, has some pretty nice ways to support his team. Some of the abilities that we had earlier, like in Legion, were nerfed heavily, like Den Mother and stuff like that. But it's still fine. There are others. There is Mass Root, there is Ursul's Vortex, there is the Demoralizing Roar, I believe it was called. I think I'm actually gonna check it. PvP. It's called Demoralizing Roar, yes indeed. And of course we have the Stampeding Roar buffs. Yeah, there is quite a bit of stuff. Cats. Well, they don't really have much baseline buffs. Yes, they can talent into Leader of the Pack, but besides that, it's, again, not really much baseline supportive abilities. Would like to see that changed. And then we have stuff like rogues, who with their poisons are able to really support the team nicely, be it by reducing healing taken or attack and casting speed reduction. But what I would love to see is a bard. one of the classes that I would like to see is a bard, or maybe not even a class, just a rogue 4th spec. That would also work, I guess. Just be this little bit of healing, but mostly damage taken reduction and damage output increase. Be it a class that uses a bow, crossbow, yeah. Or actually just give us a proper rogue archetype with a bow. Oh, that would be great. Oh, yeah, I would love to see some new classes in the game. Because, well, even though I like Demon Hunters, I wasn't really much of a fan of it that much. Same goes for monks. Is there anything else I would like to talk? Yeah. Plans. So, one of the things I've been asked is to record those, as I call it, mega episodes. What are those? It's rather simple, really. Those are going to be episodes that will last around an hour. It will be a typical session of just playing the game, like Genshin, Minecraft, and stuff like that. I've been asked a few times to actually give it a go, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. What the hell is that actually? I cannot pick it up, it's something. But at any point, I'm gonna be trying the mega episodes. I was going to start Warcraft 3 again, but I will need to clear the game again because the save files are not compatible with the updated Warcraft 3 Forged. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. Though I may use cheats just to speed it up, I guess. I'm gonna grab the same items, and if I skipped anything I will skip it again, just so I have the same gear, or same-ish gear. But yeah, the Age of Wonders is also being continued. I have one more episode waiting to be edited and stuff. But first I wanna get rid of the Among Us videos I recorded while playing with a couple of friends. Because we played for like 3 hours, maybe even more. I decided to record a few episodes. It was fun. It was fun. But yeah, there are still so many things I wanna do, but there's so little time, and I still need to feed my addiction to gaming. I mean, yeah. Well, I guess I'm gonna be wrapping this episode up because it's already quite a lengthy episode. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you stayed this long into this episode, damn, you are patient. But still, thank you. Very much appreciated. Well, at any point I'll see you guys and gals in the next episode of whatever you will watch. Have a good one.